Where's the business? It's Duke Sims the Don. We got another good show for y'all, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button on y'all way in. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired. Was on the plantation today, all day, long day. But one thing for sure, two things for certain. I could walk and chew bubblegum at the same damn time. You know what I'm saying? At the same damn time. You know what I'm saying? Who was first in the chat? I'm going to call y'all back. Shout out to, I'm going to call y'all back. We stay active in our chucks over here. So please make sure when you come in, you punch that like button like it's the back of Jefe head. Stay active in the chat because, of course, we are where it's at and we keep it lit. That's a fact. They keep that thing lit down there. That thing down there. Pookaroo, what's happening? Steve Wilson, CS2 back exposed. I talked the dog. Hey, I'm gonna call y'all back. Could you send this link to the Kiwe pop star? I think I was moving so fast I done forgot to send the superstar the link. You know what I'm saying? And that's my bad. Hit that like button when as y'all come in. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, we got that. Wait, I think we got the what you call it. I put it in the back chat. You know what I'm saying? I already put it in the back chat, I think. Yeah, let's make sure just in case. Send that to y'all. Yeah. What up, Cameron? Salute, Kid the Barber. Shout out to DAMU Kiwe Conversation. Duke Sims and y'all. Kid the Barber. Salute to everybody. G-Mac 2-1. Salute, man. You already know Pacoima's in the building. I talked to Young Ant Jefe. Rat. Hey, you know what's crazy? Not only did he talk to Bozo Jefe, they on No Jumper right now. Bozo Jefe is on No Jumper right now, nigga. With the Crip Cop and CS2 back, nigga. Nasty work. You know what I'm saying? Nasty work. Jetty May Logistics, salute. I just got that cash out from you. Let me see if you had a message with that. Hit that like button on y'all way in. You know what I'm saying? Let me see if he had a message with it. Salute this C-Rails. Peace, King. Hey, man. C-Rails W, man. Salute to you, Jetty May Logistics, LLC, man. 100, man. Appreciate the love, man. Everything that you donate is appreciated by the DAMU and the Kiwe Conversations. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Other than that, let's get back to the chat. You know what I'm saying? Let's get back to the chat. Just like that. Trey 8 2.0, nasty work. A Dose of Reality TV, salute. I hope that you was able to get the paperwork I sent you. I don't know what you needed it for, but you asked for it, so I got you. Shalom, Kid the Barber. We got the content. Hey, you already know what's happening. Renegade Duchess, what's happening in your new identity on this YouTube thing? Since you got this new identity and stuff, you know what I'm saying? New identity and things, you know what I'm saying? My bad, Kirk. My bad, Nina. I just looked over here. I'm doing a lot right now. Pardon my delay. You know what I'm saying? On point. Pardon my delay. Pull you up, too. Let's go. Red Dog TV, DAMU Kiwe. Salute. Hey, salute to you, Red Dog TV. Man, really salute to all of y'all. Always positive. Salute. Dobie, salute to the room, man. Everybody, I see y'all active in the chat. Wack 100 is CS2 back. 600 is little CS2 back. Young Ant is baby CS2 back. His name is Bozo Ant Jefe. Oh, hold on, let me fix it. It's Bozo Radio Jefe. Remember, he's slow. That's the real radio, nigga. Internet. What the hell is that? What the hell? I'm gonna call y'all back. Can you send that link in the back chat to the Kiwe pop star, please? Appreciate that. And Annette R. Bruce, salute Mike B. Salute to everybody. I'm gonna be in the back lurking. Hey, salute 100. Hey, check this out. Mike B, man, welcome back to you, man. I'm glad to see you feeling a little bit better. Prayers was out to you and your family. Don't think we didn't miss your presence. We thought about you. And salute to everybody else who's been supporting us, man. One thing I know about y'all, right? One thing I know about y'all go hard for a brother, man. And it really makes me feel appreciated, man. I'm going to tell y'all, man, I get sentimental. You know what I'm saying? See, one thing about y'all know I'm going to do my due diligence. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm going to do my due diligence. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, let me play this Kid the Barber definitely on the big screen in the shop. Hey, we up in the barbershop. What's the name of your barbershop anyway, Kid the Barber? We gotta give you a drop for your barbershop, bro. Just all of the support that you've been doing. Bro, Red Dog TV, I swear to God, last night, I said I was so tired from work, right? So then I come do that long-ass live, and that was only 3.5 hours, right? Then I said, when I get off, I'm finna go design the I Talk the Dog t-shirts with the dog on there, right? And it might have the cartoon with CS2 back with the paperwork on the phone arguing or something, you know what I'm saying? But or at least the cartoon version. This nigga saying he didn't get the link. Hold on, man. Let me get this real quick. All right, I sent it. My bad. He still wasn't getting it. Red Dog TV, Philly in the building. Shout out to Phillies, the Bricks, Concretes. Salute to DAMU Kiwe and the hashtag ETE. Exposed. That's what we do. Thomas Robinson. Salute Mike B. You all blued up with a wrench. Oh, yeah, you know Mike B is part of the Blue Wrench mob. Matter of fact, let me introduce y'all to somebody, and then he can introduce the damn Blue Wrench mob. Hold on, let me pull him up real quick. Hit that like button.
I talk to dog. Hey, man.
And it starts.
Hey,
Little
salute,
Doodle,
man.
what's up?
Salute. Is we on Clubhouse or what?
Yes, sir.
Man, salute to everybody on Clubhouse. Salute to all the mods that's on their job. Salute to everybody on stage, and salute to the group. Salute to you too, man. If you on Clubhouse right now, make sure you share the room 3 times so on the hallway. We can get that shot, man. Salute to everybody on Clubhouse. And salute to the YouTube live right now. We in the chat. Y'all already know that's where it's at. Salute to the Blue Wrench mob that's on their job. And salute to the new friends that tapped in and told a friend. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the content. Man, y'all already know what it is, man. Y'all see the title. We got groupies. We got fans. They teaming up against us, but it don't even matter, man. We have Deuce M's, the Don, holding it down till I came around, man. Salute to everybody that's on in the goo. Salute to everybody that's tuning into the content. Deuce M's, the Don, and Yael, the Kiwe pop star, man. Listen, the voices of the culture and the West Coast, DAMU Kiwe, conversations.
Hey, D's Nuts said, YA, I guess that means young ant, but over here, from here on out, that's Bozo Jefe, nigga. Bozo Radio Jefe. Y'all know this nigga slow like
Make the acting.
Bozo Jefe. He was doing a whole lot of woofing on Stutterbox and Deuce, but tucked his tail to Wack, and Wack dissed the hell out of him. Bozo, idiot, dummy. See, I guess that's how you got to talk to a stupid nigga. He's used to being talked to like that. He picking and choosing. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Miss Lisa. Hey, y'all, Miss Lisa keep talking about this real estate and how we got to invest our money in that. Once we got some stacks, man, we gonna have to really listen to it because she keep popping it, so she know what she talking about. She trying to put us in situation, so we gotta check that out. Salute to all my good people. I don't have the energy to at everyone like I do, but I'm sending my love. Hey man, we understand, Mike B. You know what I'm saying, and we love you, bro. Just your presence here make us feel a little bit more at home, man. DAMU Kiwe conversations is the realest and always got the content. Oh, if I didn't mention it, we got the content. Shout out to Clip Reacts. Shout out to my brother from another most scandalous Los Angeles TV. Make sure y'all go subscribe to his new page, Joe Mosley. Mark Stevens is a square. Why would he make up a story about Wack being CS2 back? I don't know, bro. Them dudes believe what they want to believe in. We tired of trying to convince them. We runs the content because these niggas is dumb. It makes it real easy when the facts is on your side. You know what I'm saying? So the only people who won't get them is somebody that's dumb, like these bozos. Bozo Jefe, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Them bozos. And then those that don't want to get it. You know what I'm saying? Niggas that's horny for content and can't read paperwork. Look at Fat Daddy. We in tune, Fat Daddy. Horny for content. Why gave Young Ant nigga crumb? Hey, Ant, if you say I didn't snitch, I'll take you up to no jumper, right? Adam owes me a favor just like the feds did. Hey, y'all know that the nigga up in no jumper with CS2 back and a Crip cop right now. This shit is crazy.
Wait. He up there right now with them two bozos?
Right now, Bozo Jefe, the DAMU Groupie, he whacked new Groupie, you know?
Damn.
He took CEO REIT position, nigga. That's the new beast, nigga. This nigga went from talking about he's a reputable gangster to being an emotional groupie to a Valley Paru reject, nigga. The Parus in the Valley told that nigga come get his put off and he been dodging. This nigga talking about he a gangster, from gangster to a groupie, nigga. That nigga up at No Jumper recorded with CS2 back in a Crip cop, nigga. Nasty work. Hey,
damn.
But look, y'all niggas, y'all be running over to these weirdos, these new niggas on the internet. Oh no, he's solid. And I know it's kind of hard to differentiate. We on the internet. It's not like we could take a nigga on a drill and see what he do when he splatter somebody's brains on somebody else's Chuck T's, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna get here. Hey, let me out. Hey, Doe, let me out the car. You can't tell on the internet if a nigga really like that. They just pop it. You know what I'm saying? But one thing for sure you can do is you can find out what's in a nigga's heart and their moral compass by their consistency, their authenticity. And throughout the test of time, we've been here. But Young Ant Jefe, he said he don't care about nothing but what the check say. He told y'all from the beginning, so you can't be mad at him for telling you he could be bought. You know what I'm saying? Who was Stomp? What's up? Hey, but look, It's Milk TV. Jefe been turning down phase. He's been a buster. Hey, Milk, you know what? You's a buster. You know what I'm saying? Me and you was cool, Groove. You was giving me all kind of advice, and I really appreciated it, nigga. But right now, nigga, I just thought about it. We had a interview. This was before your number fell off. And nigga, you didn't even show up and left us hanging. This the first time I heard from the Groove since you left me hanging, my nigga. You's a buster. Hey, y'all know how the Crip cop say. Now, Milk, I ain't never heard you was a buster, Milk.
You talking about the white boy?
Yeah.
You talking about Milk 7-4?
Yeah.
Gilligan?
Yeah, Milk.
Hey, Milk, this 600 pennies. Hey, I want to tell you something, homie. You's a buster.
Now I'm just fucking with you, Milk. You already know the man. Salute, man. Salute.
We got the Hoovers in here. We got Hoover Stomp. We got It's Milk TV. Okay.
Hey, dude. Hey, salute to my niggas from Hoover that I know, man. I remember being locked up, and there was a nigga from 9 Dudes. He would say he was talking to me like this. Dude, look, hey, nigga, on 9 Dudes, I'm getting a yicky for the half a yicky, and then he just kept saying yicky, bro. He just grooves me to death. I'm like, groove. Hey, groove. I'm like, bro, damn.
Big Band Dan.
Salute to the Groove.
Nah, salute to the Groovers, man. Y'all already know what it is. Milk, I trolled you. You was a big troll, so you can't complain. When we called you a buster, we was trolling. We ain't never heard you was a buster. You know what I'm saying? We heard you admitted you hadn't been over there in a long time when we talked, and I got on you about that, but nigga ain't never heard you was a buster. The Cal Trey 8, a DAMU Groupie in Seattle. He baby Deuce.
Damn. Bomani, what up, brother?
Bomani, salute. What's up, baby? Young Ant exposed himself as a rat sympathizer and a nigga that could be bought. So you saying he's a prostitute, a whore, a Figueroa whore, or a Western whore? The way he doubled back with them titties, nigga. Hey, listen, that nigga said Duke Sims got a hard on for Wack 100, this and this and this and that. Hey, listen, bro, I never had a hard on for no man in my life, my nigga. But you might be the first one with them tig old bitties, nigga. I see you in transition. You are now the apple of my eye.
Nigga
talking about a hard on, nigga. The fuck you worried about another man dick getting hard for when you talk about a nigga with an issues, nigga? Don't you know that nigga said Duke Sims a rat? You weird ass nigga jumping all in blood. That's a Pacoima Paru reject and a Brim. What the fuck that got to do with A-Trey Gangster? Weird ass nigga. Weird. But look, I also find it weird that a nigga nigga looking like Larry Home, flabby and sick, nigga, you and them big old breastises you got going on over there, you looking kind of feminine, nigga, and then you really ain't standing on nothing. I don't know what's going on. Is you in transition? Is that why you were dying to get up there with the Sia Adams Pink Panther, nigga? You know what I'm saying? You trying to come out the closet before our eyes, nigga? What's going on? But look, hit that like button. We got 300 and some people in here already, man. We clowning. Bozo, Ant Radio, Jefe, and Deuce and Yael, we day one, so we riding with the real salute. E.T., A King, Buckwild. That's music to my ears. And we finna go ahead. We stay active in the chat. We finna get into this content. And we gonna start off with my brother, Scandalous, Los Angeles TV.
DAMU Kiwe conversations.
Let's go.
Do, bro. Because the other Deuce M's created a whole fake document where all of a sudden it said Cash Jones. Like, it was crazy. Okay. But this is what's retarded. If you gonna add something, why wouldn't you just put my real name? That's why you said the real one when you said it. All you gotta do is go pull it up under Liddell Ross. That's Dale Dog name. Okay. Open that document up under that paperwork, then read it. So with this bullshit they got, you go pull up Liddell Ross, right? And then read it.
Okay, we're gonna stop the bullshit and child's play right now here today. Here's both of the MainStreet cases, the sheriff case and the FBI investigation as well. County of Los Angeles Sheriff Department, supplementary report. Okay, January 12, 2009. That's the file number. Okay, kidnap robbery. Okay, there's the list. Okay. DAMU and Kiwe conversations, man. We don't do no hearsay. And documentation supersedes conversation, okay? We're going to stop this right now. And we're not going to go all into the details of somebody else's case. But we're speaking on facts, okay? Not hearsay. You understand me? DAMU and Kiwe conversations. Wiretaps. Okay? Main event case. So we're gonna stop playing though. Okay?
Let's go. Shout out to Pop LQ. My brother Quan is on his tip.
I don't know what y'all was thinking when y'all took those cauliflower.
Okay, we're gonna separate the hearsay from the facts. Facts over feelings. Okay? Just to skim through. Okay? Wait a minute. Yeah, we got some prophet sessions in here too. And some John Hancocks. Yeah, that's in here too, man. Okay. Wait, there's more. Okay, page 10.
There's more.
They placed a call to Mark Stevens in Atlanta at Deja 34. That's Mark Stevens and Shaq's production entertainment company. Have you right? Okay. The Los Angeles County Sheriff placed a call and left a message to Shaq. On September 9th, at approximately 11:45 hours, investigators spoke with Los Angeles police officers. Yeah. Regarding the Main Street kidnapping case. There's more. They interviewed Mark. Also present during the interview was Mr. Stevens' attorney. Stevens said after an investigation left a message saying that they wanted to talk to him regarding a kidnap and assault investigation occurring in Los Angeles. A little reading. Right here. Within the next couple of months, Stevens received a voicemail message from Ross stating, "I need to talk to you, man. The big fellas, he's slipping. He's making a lot of mistakes." Soon after, Stevens received a call from Cash Jones, Wack 100, told him that Ross had a videotape of Shaquille O'Neal having sex with a woman, not his wife, at Ross' home, and that Ross could take the tape to TMZ and get a lot of money.
You know, prior to me meeting with Stutterbox, me and Darren Dupree, he was involved in these extortion attempts towards Shaq. You know, because he had been hooking up with, allegedly, with Shaq's old lady. And then he was trying to extort money out of Shaq, saying that he was going to release, photographs or, compromising, things about Shaquille.
Within the next couple of months, Stevens received a voicemail message from Ross stating, I need to talk to you, man. The big fellas, he's slipping. He's making a lot of mistakes. Soon after, Stevens received a call from Cash Jones. If you're
gonna read the real paperwork, not the fake shit dude made. He made a fake document where he started putting my real name in it.
Soon after, Stevens received a call from Cash Jones, Wack 100, told him that Ross had a videotape of Shaquille O'Neal having sex with a woman, not his wife, at Ross' home, and that Ross could take the tape to TMZ and get a lot of money.
You know, prior to me meeting with Stutterbox, me and Darren Dupree, he was involved in these extortion attempts towards Shaq.
Greg Kading publicly stated that Stutterbox was involved in an attempt to extort Shaq. But what really solidifies that claim is what's written in the police's official supplementary report. In it, Mark Stevens confirms the story, saying he got a call from Ross about a tape involving Shaq, one that didn't include his wife. Shortly after that, Mark Stevens says he received a call from Cash Jones, better known as CS2 Back. During that call, CS2 Back told him about the tape Stutterbox had and suggested that he could take it to TMZ and make a serious bag off of it. Let that sink in. That means CS2 Back, who many believe to be Porky, was actively assisting Stutterbox in the extortion plot. He wasn't just aware of the tape. He was pushing it, attempting to profit from it, and helping move the play forward. So when Greg Kading talks about the extortion attempt, and the paperwork shows CS2 Back helping facilitate it, it becomes pretty clear. Porky wasn't just a bystander. He was right there, involved in the move, and the police knew it the whole time. Why was he never charged, or even questioned? And no matter how many times he tries to deflect, the truth is already on record. So ask yourselves this question. Why did Porky lie and say Deuce made this paperwork?
You know, because he had been hooking up with, allegedly, with Shaq's old lady. And then he was trying to extort money out of Shaq, saying that he was going to release, photographs or, compromising, things about Shaquille. And Shaq had a friend that, I think his name was Mark Turner or something like that. Don't hold me to that name, but I think his name was Mark Turner, a guy from Atlanta. And that guy, Mark, knew the shot caller, the head guy for the gang that Stutterbox was associating with, which was the MainStreet Crips. And his name was Del Dog. And so, Shaq's like, man, this clown's trying to extort money from me, blah, blah, blah. He tells Mark. Well, Mark reaches out to Del Dog and says, man, you gotta square your guy away. Can you deal with Stutterbox? Tell him to knock this shit off. So Del Dog and the MainStreet Crips go and they discipline and threaten Stutterbox. Stutterbox is scared for his life, so he goes running to law enforcement. So law enforcement gets involved in him. Then during that process, he mentions that, he knows something about Biggie's murder. He tells us there's this guy named Cash Jones, who's a big dope dealer for Suge Knight. He's a truck driver. So we're like, oh shit, okay, well, that's interesting. If we can get some leverage like that on Suge, like a Keefy D thing, right? And so we go and start investigating Cash Jones, and we spend months, and it becomes very, very clear he's not doing anything other than working his ass off, pushing his truck, trying to get some magazine off the ground, and he's just hustling. He's certainly not dealing any dope. And so we realize that Stutterbox is just feeding us this bull. In fact, Stutterbox goes so far as to tell us, hey man, this dude's house is loaded with weapons. It's like Beirut in there, he's got all kinds of illegal weapons. So we do a search warrant at the house. This dude's house is loaded with weapons. It's like Beirut in there, he's got all kinds of illegal weapons. So we do a search warrant at the house.
I work best as a one-man operation, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't nervous about getting my taxes right. H&R Block, let's...
Greg Kading recently revealed something major. The reason Porky's house was raided was because Stutterbox told authorities that the place was full of firearms. And when law enforcement executed that search warrant, they found exactly that. Multiple weapons inside the home. Now forget the story Porky's been telling everyone, that his house was raided because they thought he was living above his means. That was just another lie. The real reason was much more serious. Law enforcement was already looking for leverage, something they could use to pressure Porky into flipping on Marion Knight. And what better way to do that than to catch a convicted felon, already fighting a gun case in Texas with more illegal firearms. Don't overlook this, though. At the exact time the feds were raiding Porky's house, he was being pulled over in his truck, miles away from the scene. That wasn't a coincidence. They didn't want Porky at home during the raid because of the threat he might be armed. So what did they do? The feds set up a fake trucking company to call Porky and book him for a load, intentionally drawing him away from the house. As soon as he hit the road, they raided the property. And not long after, they pulled him over. And they weren't just checking his license and registration. Think about that. The feds had a search warrant specifically targeting guns. They found those guns, and Porky, already a convicted felon, was in the middle of fighting a separate felon in possession case out of Texas. That's not a light situation. That's the kind of pressure that makes people flip. So why would the police just let him go after that? They didn't let him go. They arrested him. This is the reason Detective Michael Coet said that the only one arrested was Cash Jones. So now the question becomes, what did Porky give them in return?
Of course, don't come up with shit. Wow. And so eventually we, contact Cash Jones and Wack, and it's just like, hey man, here's the story. This is why we're here. Kind of fucked up. Sorry. We're being led on by this individual who claims you were doing all these things, and so we're washing our hands.
This is Democracy Now, democracynow.org, the War and Peace Report.
So there goes Scandalous Los Angeles, putting things into perspective, right? So first, I see they shot my boy Y'all out. He'll come back in as soon as his Wi-Fi he can connect to the Wi-Fi. CS2 back look like Winnie the Pooh that's been shot in the face 30 times with a BB gun. Y'all know what I really despise? When a nigga claim that he a rep, right? Like a reputable. Where we come from, like, I got that blasted on my stomach when I was in TS, right? Y'all see that? Reputables, nigga. Right? I got that when I was in TS, because that's where all the reputables usually go at that age as a teenager. You know what I'm saying? You putting that work in, you're going to end up being in YA with all of the other niggas that was putting work in, your ops and all them, right? So, I got that reputable tattooed on my stomach because that's what it was when I was a teenager. You know what I'm saying? I was the rep in the set. Duke Sims and Lil Killer Jets. I don't know nobody else from the set who name rang more than that at that time. You know what I'm saying? We were two of them. Shout out Lil No Good too. You know what I'm saying? But in the hood, calling the meetings, all of that back then, we was the ones pressing the lean yards back then, regulating back then, right? And when you got that kind of reputation, you know how we looked at niggas that was rappers like victims. You know how we looked at niggas that had the bag like victims. We'll take your bag. Nigga, what the fuck? Nigga, you ain't nothing but a rapper. So you can imagine how we would look at podcasters and all of that So you get a nigga that say that he's a rat, a gangster, right? And he defines himself by how many views he got. Then I looked at the nigga, ugly, fat, sloppy body, Larry Home, flabby and sick body, piece of the hut face ass nigga, right? Bag, black bag, nigga dark skinned with bags darker than his skin around his eyes like a raccoon. And the nigga got titties. A little short, fat, pudgy nigga, right? Nigga like, damn. Maybe that's it. This nigga insecure. He can't take no criticism. But he jumped his retarded radio bozo head ass out in the streets. This nigga is bound to have a high blood pressure and a heart attack. Oh, diabetes body built ass nigga, right? This nigga talking about, oh, they didn't get no views on that song, on that video. So I thought that it was good content and should have got more views and all of this shit, right? So I'm going to show y'all how ignorant and out of touch this dumbass nigga radio is. Bozo, right? Let's go to this one real quick. Shout out Street Certified News. He did part 1 and part 2. But I worked on him with part 1. Al Prophet, who got about 600,000 subscribers, worked on him part 2. His one with Al Prophet got 14,000. His one with Deuce Sims got 100 and something thousand. But let me just show y'all real quick, right? You know what I'm saying? And then we gonna get into a DAMU Kiwe conversation. So this is for them niggas that define themselves by views, right? So the part 1 with Al Prophet, who got 600,000 subscribers, did 14,000. Part 2 with Deuce Sims got 106,000. That's in 7 days, bro. Right? This is how goofy he is. Now let's go to Young Ant Jefe's reaction to it. He talk about it didn't get as many views. This nigga delusional as fuck. Oh, wrong one. I know I unsubscribed to him. About 100 other people unsubscribed from him yesterday. Oh, he didn't realize how niggas was looking at his weird ass. You know what I'm saying? 25,000 subscribers, right? About the same as what you call it. And shit crazy out here. Wack 100 paperwork. He did a decent 32,000. Okay. He did a decent 32,000 in a week. You know what I'm saying? You utilize the content we made. You did 32,000. But how is you going to say that niggas didn't do enough views on this content you reacted to when they did 100 and something thousand and you did 30 something, bro? Are you delusional? Oh, his radio can't count either. So not only can't the nigga can't read, the nigga radio, Bozo Radio can't count either, nigga. Hey, Bozo Radio, look, man, I don't even want to beef with you no more. I want to go on business with you. I'm going to take care of accounting. I'm going to be the managerial accountant for whatever business you want to do, right? Nigga bamboozle that nigga out of his life savings. That nigga is slow, bro. But nah, look, Ant Jefe, real talk. Let me show you some shit real quick. Clown, you new to this. Nigga, I'm true to this. Nigga, I led with talent. Nigga, a 46-year-old wannabe rapper. Nigga, you ain't got a hit. You ain't got a hit. Yo, you ever heard of a hit by this nigga on the radio, in the clubs, anywhere?
Negative. Who you talking about? The
yeah.
whoever? Yeah, I don't even like giving. See, to think about it now, I ain't even trying to say a nigga name because it's like, but I know who you talking about. The
Bozo.
the non-important.
Yeah, Bozo.
You know,
Hey,
and nah, bro, he do music.
I guess so. He be always talking about he got some kind of new song and video.
We just gonna keep guessing.
Hey, yeah, bro. Hey, that nigga down bad. But look, hey, Ant Jefe, you talk about you never heard of the documentary and it didn't do no numbers. Is you crazy? I released that January 27th on World Star Hip Hop. It did 2 million the same day, January 27, 2024. Within 4 days, it was at over 3 million views. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Numbers? Nigga, you playing catch up, years behind. You forgot when you was Lil Sodi's tag along, nigga, we was already making hit records and shit, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Speaking of that, maybe you heard, nigga. Maybe you heard, or maybe you haven't. See, so when we talk about gimmicks and trying to act like they this and they that, well listen, bro. We don't got to act like shit. Let me show you something. Bozo. Follow the link. Let's go here real quick. Oh, y'all can't even see it. Hold on. Let me turn this on. Damn, where's that? Oh, there we go. So here we go. Boom. Let's blow this up for Young Ant Jefe. This before I turned it off, nigga. What is you talking about, Goofy? We don't know nothing about you, where you came from. We get it. You weren't in the in crowd growing up. You didn't get bitches growing up unless you led with your wallet, you fat, sloppy body ass, nigga. Nigga, you're not Biggie Smalls, nigga. You're not Fly. Nigga, this nigga, hey. But look, let's get into the chat real quick and we're going to get into the content. Let's see what they talking about. Waukesha blood, not a real P-phone. Hey, that's a fact. Dr. MTW2 invested in another man's face mask. Is you fruity? Oh, I'm going to call y'all back. It's on him. Let me see. But let Wack call him a bozo. No, that's why we own this weirdo. What did you think, nigga? You got marked out by a reject nigga up out the valley, and you was nice with him. He called you bozo, dummies, all kind of shit. But you got live action and animation for Duke Sims the Don. Yeah, you really ain't that smart. Al Prophet is a rat. He no good, dude. Bro, everybody keeps saying that dude is a Wyopi, bro. That nigga not no street dude. Salute to the real in the field. DAMU Kiwe Convo. What up, chat? DAMU Kiwe lies always doing numbers too, way more than that weenie. Yeah, that shit is crazy. But look, for somebody who tries to define who they are through their views alone, now we talking about substance, nigga. We talking about principles and morals, nigga. And we do what we do. However it come, we still building. Don't forget that. Building fast with a solid group. I'm quite sure they was in your chat last night. Bozo. Quite sure you had about 100 people unsubscribe from your channel in one day, bozo. See, you never been here before. You never had that type of attention. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, let me go to this. maybe you did have some attention, but not the type of attention we accustomed to. Let's go to this real quick. Why don't you tell us what was going on with this, Ant Jefe? I'm just saying, I don't know what was going on, but I seen this on your page today, and I was like, is this a grown man getting treated like this? Hold on. He said they put 10 niggas on it. Or was this a stunt? Fake content? You let me know. This is titled, they had to put 10 people on me, and I'm still straight. Look how dumb this nigga is. Hey, look. The nigga said they had to put 10 people on me. I-N, not and, in. I'm still straight. He'll like mutant out here. Not he'll like a mutant or he'll like mutants. He'll like mutant out here. And I'll be back. I'll be back. The nigga's illiterate, man. This is a nigga that, no wonder he didn't want to read the work, nigga. You heard what Papa LQ said? Nigga, documentation over speculation and conversation, nigga. We got the work, huh? Documentation over conversation and speculation. Oh, he told me hearsay, nigga. That shit's inadmissible in court, nigga. Don't you know that hearsay is inadmissible in court, nigga? That's like, imagine this. A nigga say, hey, I heard no neck ant. Oh, black Uncle Fester looking ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? It's the black Uncle Fester from the Adam family looking ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, yeah, that hit your brain with 1.7 million. But when I took it down, it was 2.2. You know what I'm saying? I had to sue YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Imagine that illiterate ass nigga. He don't even know how the difference between N, I-N, and A-N-D. This nigga is crazy, bro. But imagine him having to sue YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Pro per, nigga. Pro se, representing himself. That ain't gonna turn out too good, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? But let's get back to it, right? The gist of what we're talking about is you got goofies out here, nigga. If a nigga said, hey, that nigga's supposed to be telling you got to work, that's the first thing that a nigga is gonna ask for. So when a nigga come trying to say that he ain't telling, but there's speculations that he is, obviously the first thing that they're supposed to do is ask, oh, he ain't telling? You seen the work? No, I ain't got the work. Well, nigga, well, you can't vouch to get this nigga off. Who the fuck you think you is? Nigga, get the work, nigga. Show me the work, and that's how I'm gonna know whether a nigga hot or not. You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm gonna determine by the work whether a nigga right or not. Not no hearsay, not no speculation, no he say, she say. Nah, we don't do that. They said that nigga had half a head shaped like an axe. Selena, salute. What's happening? Tommy Lee, young fat buffet. They roasting this nigga Dose Reality TV. Salute. Shit start looking funny in the light. Yeah, bro. It definitely looked crazy. Now this nigga up and this nigga did all of this. I'm shaking everything with a shrimp salad. Sir Uncle Buck. Y'all ain't talk about that new paperwork on Brick, baby. Yeah, we ain't got there yet. We'll get there, not today, though. You know what I'm saying? Marked out. Yeah, they said a nigga Wack marked that nigga out. He didn't have that energy with Wack, right? A nigga, I guess maybe he think Wack really got a bag. Active Chuck, you wasted your time on that dude. He became a YouTuber after he let 600 pennies come up to their hood park. 600 threw him to alley-oop, then he started the channel. Oh, shit. See, I didn't even know that. Al Prophet straight, big bro, stop it. Al Prophet straight, big bro, stop it. Listen, I don't know. Listen, is he a street nigga? If he a street nigga, he's a rat. Because they sent me some stuff where he was out and somebody did a murder and he told. But I look at him as a journalist, a video civilian, like my mama, right? I would expect if somebody did something with my mama that she's going to say, nigga, ain't nobody taking me away from my grandkids. That shit ain't got nothing to do with me. So it's a difference between a witness, civilian, and a snitch, bro. Now, if this nigga selling work, robbing shit, or he was on that lick, then he's a rat. Tell me, because I ain't seen no work or nothing. I just know that's what people sent me articles or something talking about it. He made a video about Wack too right before he came at you. Oh yeah, niggas trying to get a feature from Blueface, another washed up rapper. Oh yeah, Hefe head need to sit his elbow head ass down. Bro, I been side-eye dude when he called out loose, but 600 and Wack make it. Oh yeah, selective politic and Taylor Gang. Not to get off topic, but my girl says Sections is his favorite song now. Her favorite song, Taylor Gang, bro. Please tell me that was a typo, bro. I mean, if that's your thing, you know, salute to her, him, whatever it is. But please, Taylor Gang, let me know that you're talking about her favorite song. Because he put he. Frank M. Holler, you vouching for that rat-ass Pilgrim. Stop it, you rat lover. Hey, nah, Frank M. Holler ain't no rat lover. Al Prophet tells the truth, Faison Sampson. Young Ant messes with convicts that are housed with men that have booze. Jay. So y'all saying his whole supporting cast is weird? See, I didn't know all that. Eminem, stay active, champ. For sure, that wasn't him in that video, bro. That was a stunt. Oh, so he running fake content, Mike B? It's one or the other. It's either really was him and he getting treated like that at almost 50 years old, or he putting on fake publicity stunts for views. Which one is it? Both of them mean that he is fraud, consists of fraudulent behavior. Salute, chat. Do Sims. Y'all, what up with it? All right, we finna get to this other content. Well, let's go to this first. So, since Scandalous did that, and we'll get to the other stuff later, man. You know what I'm saying? Share the screen, man. Let's get into a little bit of reading, right? So this was the LA Times. So you heard my brother Pop LQ let them niggas know about the documentation over speculation, right? The documentation, the paperwork. So You heard CS2 back talking about Deuce Sims when it put his name, his real name, in some paperwork. Just listen to this. LA County Sheriff's Department in 2009 investigated allegations that Shaquille O'Neal was connected to a beating, robbery, and kidnapping by members of a man claiming to have a sex tape of the basketball star, according to records reviewed by the LA Times. So they didn't seen the work. The LA Times is saying they're able to see the records. Detectives found phone records showing a flurry of calls between the alleged ringleader of the assault, Del Dog, and O'Neal's business partner, Mark Stevens, around the time of the February 2008 incident, a sheriff's investigative report said. So, detectives are saying a flurry of calls at the time Stutterbox is being kidnapped and assaulted, that they got a flurry of calls between Mark Stevens and Del Dog, right? Around the time of the February 2008 incident, a sheriff investigative report said. O'Neal and his business partner, Mark Stevens, denied any involvement in the attack when interviewed by sheriff investigators. So, the LA Times have verified and spoken with these sheriff detectives who said that O'Neal and Money Mark Stevens were interviewed by these sheriff investigators. And they denied any involvement in an attack. And neither man had been charged in connection with that case. The victim, Robert Ross, told authorities in early interviews that he believed O'Neal was behind the attack because of a business deal gone bad, and because O'Neal believed he had a tape of the former Lakers center having sex with a woman other than his wife. This week, Ross testified in Los Angeles County Superior Court during a preliminary hearing for 7 members of the MainStreet Crip gangs accused of kidnapping him at gunpoint from West Hollywood and beating him while demanding the videotape. The gang members faced charges of kidnapping, robbery, assault with a firearm, and criminal conspiracy. Law enforcement officials Wednesday declined to say what role, if any, O'Neal and Stevens had in the incident. But early in the investigation, it was clear that detectives suspected the pair might somehow have been involved. In a July 2009 letter asking for leniency in Ross's sentencing for unrelated federal drug and firearm charges. Oh, hold on. Let me pull this up for y'all. Hit that like button. Y'all in here just in the bushes. A sheriff's captain wrote that Ross was cooperating with law enforcement as a victim and witness in a West Hollywood incident that may implicate a celebrity, an apparent reference to O'Neal. The motive for the crime was retaliation by a celebrity who believed Ross was having an affair with his wife. Captain David Smith of the Sheriff's Homicide Bureau wrote, according to a copy of the letter obtained by the LA Times. So the LA Times have a copy of this letter that Robert Ross Stutterbox had a letter written from Captain David Smith of the Sheriff's Homicide Bureau asking the court for leniency. That was in July 2009, right? The celebrity enlisted the help of 7 MainStreet Crip gang members with extensive criminal histories to commit the kidnap, robbery, and assault. The ongoing investigation regarding this celebrity and his manager may also result in charges filed, Smith wrote at the time. So, on Wednesday, Sheriff's official would not comment on how their investigation had progressed in the 2 years since Smith's letter, or how their understanding of the motive behind the alleged kidnapping may have changed. Detective Paul Fournier, the lead investigator on the case, declined to discuss the investigation, saying the probe was ongoing. Did y'all hear that? Detective Paul Fournier, the lead investigator on the case, declined to discuss the investigation. So, when it came to this MainStreet case and the Deja 34 investigation of Robert Ross, Mark Stevens, Shaquille O'Neal, and the kidnapping, robbery, and assault of Robert Ross, Paul Fournier was the lead investigator on this case as a sheriff. He was a part of the joint task force, but he was the lead investigator, right? Not Greg Cadence, right? So then it goes into that. Ross walked into Los Angeles Police Department, 77th Street Division in February 2008, with his face cut and bleeding and his clothes bloody, according to Sheriff's 2009 investigative report. So it goes into this. Ross told investigators that events leading to the kidnapping started with a business deal gone sour. Now you see what it is? These dudes are alleged to have hired these niggas as to go do their dirty work. The 7 MainStreet Crips who were freed up off of these charges, the ones that Aunt Bozo Jefe was talking about, he talked to. You think that those dudes talked to Shaq or to Mark Stevens? There's no evidence of that, nigga. They got the call from the nigga who told them to go handle their business. The paperwork said they told them, dog want to holler at you. And they forced them in the car. They're taking orders. This is a little bit above their pay grade. And you talking to them about who was talking, this specifically talks about Ray J deal with Shaquille O'Neal and Stevens record label Deja 34. Let me ask which one of them niggas you talked to, Ant Jefe, that was a part of that deal. A deal gone sour, right? Robert Ross told the investigators that the events leading to the kidnapping started with a business deal gone sour. So, let's hit that like button. We cooking right now. So, Bozo. Where the Bozo at? He didn't come today? Young Calories Jefe did back. Oh, shit. What video was capped? Trench Money? What video was capped? Since you know, we'll bring you up here, Bozo. That wasn't him, nigga. Damn, he in all cap. Is that CS2 back? I smell pussy. Is that you back? I smell pussy.
That wasn't him.
Is that you, Bozo? I smell pussy. That nigga documentation over conversation and speculation, nigga. So this is just a news article. We ain't even got it to the paperwork. But I just want y'all to be able to utilize your own mind, right? And listen to the key facts in here. Ray J deal gone bad. So Ross, upset over the deal, told Stevens and O'Neal through a friend that he had a surveillance tape of O'Neal having sex with a woman at Ross's home in July 2007. Ross told investigators that he was bluffing to get the money he felt he was owed. The money he felt he was owed from the Deja 34 deal with Ray J, where Wack 100 was placed as a security guard with Ray J. He's a Deja 34 employee, nigga. Not a MainStreet Crip. Them 7 niggas was outsourced and sent on a mission by Dell Dog, nigga. What that got to do with Shaq, Mark Stevens, DJ K-Slay, Ray J, or Wack 100? What that got to do with any of that? So how the fuck you gonna listen to some niggas that's down here in the business deal and exactly what's going on? More hearsay, hearsay, right? That shit is inadmissible in the courts of the DAMU Kiwe conversation. Y'all tell these niggas where they at, bro.
Man, if y'all don't know, y'all better know now. Y'all in one of the hottest lives on YouTube and one of the dopest rooms on Clubhouse. The realest podcast of the culture, the voices, Deuce M's, the Don, and y'all the Kiwe pop star, DAMU Kiwe conversations.
So if you see right here, it's big, right? Ross, upset over the deal, told Stevens and O'Neal through a friend. Friends, how many of us have them? Friends, the ones you can depend on. Let's be friends. Friends turn rats, nigga. So let's hear about what this friend does. So the friend tells Mark Stevens and Shaq that he had a surveillance tape of O'Neal having sex with a woman at Ross's home in 2007, trying to get the money that Stutterbox felt he was owed. Wack 100 being Stutterbox's neighbor, right? Riding with Box. I'm riding with Box. Everybody knew it, right? Dog knew it. Oh, we gonna get into that too. I'm glad we got that. But anyway, then it says that Mark Stevens and Shaq was interviewed, right? O'Neal was interviewed by investigators September 2008 at a locker room at USC's Galen Center, when he was told of Ross's allegation that O'Neal had ordered the kidnapper to retrieve the sex tape. O'Neal adamantly denied having been involved, according to the sheriff report. So they said they talked to him at USC in a locker room, and he adamantly denied having been involved. And that's in a sheriff's report, right? Even if there had been a sex tape, whatever, he says that, right? Stevens, who was interviewed around the same time as O'Neal, told investigators he found out about Ross's assault 3 or 4 days after the fact from Ross's brother and another friend. Friends, how many of us have them? Friends, the ones we can depend on. Let's be friends. Remember, this friend is mentioned twice about what's going on with Stutterbox. And this friend is Stutterbox's neighbor. They identified Stutterbox's brother. They identified Shaquille O'Neal, Robert Ross, Ray J, even the complaining victim, Robert Ross Stutterbox. But they keep talking about this friend without identifying them publicly. You want to know why? Because they don't want to expose their informant, nigga. The police is giving them information with all of these names. We done talked about all of these names. The detectives that's doing it, the ones that Liddell Raw's attorney, Liddell Raw's name, 7 MainStreet Crips. Ross told Stevens that Ross had gone sour and that the police had contacted him in a report. So, let's get into this real quick. So that was kind of consistent, but remember, Paul Fournier is the lead detective on this MainStreet case. All right? And then if you go over here, hit that like button, share. Y'all just in the bushes. We're going to get active in the chat because I want to see if y'all following along. I know it could get boring real quick, right? Here it goes again, the Herald Net, right? Shaq questioned and beating, kidnapping a man by gang members. O'Neal business partner, Mark Stevens, involvement in the attack. So Mark Stevens and Shaq were interviewed again. By who? Paul Fournier and Detective Coet, who is his partner. Right? Detective Michael Coet. Right? And it goes back into more stuff. You know what I'm saying? And again, here goes another article confirming Detective Paul Fournier, the lead investigator on the case. Detective Paul Fournier, not Greg Cadence. Not Greg Cadence. Right? And then it goes into the whole story again. Right? How he was robbed. Ross told investigators that events leading to the kidnapping started with a business deal gone sour. Ross introduced rap artist Ray J to O'Neal and Stevens' record label, expecting to receive a percentage of the profits, but was later cut out of the deal. This is the investigation. This was a record deal gone bad with Ray J. Around that same time, O'Neal, who was having marital troubles, had his wife followed by a private investigator who took photos of her having lunch with Ross, according to the report. So Shiny get caught by the private investigator who takes pictures of her having lunch with Stutterbox, right? Ross, upset over the deal, told Stevens and O'Neal through a friend that he had a surveillance tape of O'Neal having sex with a woman at Ross's home in July. He's trying to use the tape to get money. Let's blow this up. He was trying to use the tape, surveillance tape of Shaq having sex to get money. I don't know about y'all, but by the laws in the United States of America and in California, that there is called extortion. That there is called extortion. Good old-fashioned extortion. Attempted extortion. Right? And then it goes into a flurry of calls from Mark Stevens to Liddell Rawls. It doesn't say SK to Mark Stevens. It doesn't say 50 to Mark Stevens. Nigga, Mark Stevens and Liddell Rawls are having conversations at the time Stutterbox is being kidnapped. So who would know better what is going on with this case than the niggas at the top who do all the thinking? See, you got doers, and some of the doers can't think. But it's their job to react and take orders. Follow instructions. So that was another one. And then let's see what else we got. Oh, look, we gotta go through this one too. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Let's get in the chat, hit that like button. Don't play the fight video, that's not him. No, I played the fight video because they said that it wasn't him. That's why I played it. Because the nigga is running fake content, nigga. Credibility gone. Hey, y'all, can I get one of them, bro? Just one of them. Credibility gone. Nigga over here running fake plays, nigga. Uncle
Hey,
Chester.
you already know that nigga breadability is out of there.
Woo, shit. It's out of there, brother. You blew it. And you knew it.
Robert Sanders is 100% right. Young Ant don't know the difference between implement and implicate. You're 100% right, bro. You know what I'm saying? Implicate is the legal term when you're putting and involving somebody into a criminal case or into doing criminal acts. Salute to you, Robert Sanders. You a lawyer or something? Anti-veggie wrong. That's why the nigga only care what the check say, because the nigga can't read or write. Goofy. Dang, y'all mad at Jefe now? Mad? Nigga, we over here clowning that titty. that nigga, matter of fact, we gonna buy that nigga a sports bra for Christmas. Nigga, we ain't mad at the nigga. I've never seen or heard anything about that man till just now on this chat. You can't put that on his jacket. Frank M. Holler, what you talking about? No, I seen some on an article where it was a shooting and he testified, and in return to him testifying, he got some kind of probation, but I didn't read the shit to see what he got probation for. But basically he was saying it wasn't his decision. He got accessory after the fact or some shit. Anyone messing with Wack Gotti, your character can't act clueless to Wack bullshit. Do you got the paperwork? Trench money. Who the fuck you think you talking to, nigga? Didn't we just say documentation over conversation and speculation? You sound like a goofy down there, bro. We gon' just hang out a little while, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Ant sounds like my Uncle Roger, dumb as fuck, but Unc is retarded. Yeah, I think he is one of them type of niggas. I thought Jefe was gang. No, he is gang. Nigga can't take that away from him. Just because he gang don't mean he got morals, though. We talk about his moral compass or lack thereof, to be exact, right? I talked to dog. LQ, salute, King. Yeah, Pop LQ. Yeah, they have Pop LQ hot today, man. You know what I'm saying? But let me finish reading this real quick. He said, they scared me. So Al Prophet was in the streets, dog. Stop giving him a cop out. Nigga, I don't know nothing about that white boy, bro. Except he was doing journals and shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Al claims the streets. He talked about it a lot. Yeah, I know he talks about it, but was he really there? Nigga 600 claimed the streets. Is he really from there? I don't never ever want to be an enemy. Deuce Sims reminds me of JD. I know Ant have done since I know Ant have done since we were young ninjas a clown. Oh, you know, you have known Ant since y'all were young, and he a clown. Well, that's your experience. I never heard that before, as far as him being a buster and no shit like that. But he called me a buster, so fuck that ye ass nigga. Active Chucks. Wack is changing the game. Yeah, snitch the transition of snitching, you know what I'm saying? Young Ant Buffet, nigga. That nigga don't know how to back up from the table. Jefe hang with Wack at 600, so you know he's cut from the wrong cloth. Yeah, I could definitely see that. You know what I'm saying? Al Prophet gets B, the story first. You like Frank, I'm going off what you saying, my boy. He faked it, then made a video on crutches. Niggas was on him, told him, you not a big dog like you say. Then he came it with it with somebody else in the video, shaking my head. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He doing what you call it. I watched his video. Why did he have more words for you and not Wack? Like picking and choosing. He just picked the wrong nigga. He should have went after the buster. But I guess he was looking for a little no jumper action, and that's where he's at right now. Hey, Deuce him. Play the video for Christopher Love Boy. He said he the one who Ant Buffet called. Ant said he called his older homie. Damn, the Crip cop is older homie. That's nasty work. Y'all want the content, make sure y'all hit that like button. But look, let me finish reading this so I can get into the thing, right? Okay, so it talks about that. And then Detective Paul Fournier, the lead investigator of the case, declined to discuss the investigation, said it was an ongoing probe. They talked about him walking into 77 after being beat, robbed, kidnapped, all of that. Ross upset over O'Neal told Stevens and O'Neal through a friend that he had a surveillance test. So we want to see who did this extortion, right? And when it comes to these extortion allegations, right? So let's go ahead and close this out. And we gonna go to the work. Where the nigga out there was asking about the work. See, I just wanted to authenticate some of the facts. So when y'all see the work, because remember CS2 Back said in that scandalous video that Deuce Sims made fake documents, nigga, and added his name, his real name. First you say, I made fake documents and added CS2 Back. Now you talking about I made fake documents and added his Cash Jones to it. So we finna get to that real quick, man. Let's go to that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Let's go to that real quick, man. These fake documents he talking about, right? And we gonna see who your friends. See, when this type of shit go down, sometimes you gotta really seek out to find out who really is your friend. Friends. Because in this case, this friend that they didn't want to mention in the newspaper, investigators mentioned all these other niggas, but they didn't want to mention this friend. If this is a friend and he's participating in this extortion, then how come they don't want to mention him? That sounds like a key integral person that that Detective Fournier and Michael Coet and them would want to interview, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you think? Let me go ahead and put this up for y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's share the screen. All right, boom. Oh, yeah, we got the work. So we got this work, right? So one of the dudes that Young Ant Buffet or the Bozo was talking about he talked to was 50 Cent. He also said he talked to SK, right? Two names that he named when he came on the thing, right? So he said he talked to them. These the dudes that's on all of these federal 3 wiretaps. And you can pull those up, right? But let's get to find out who this friend is, right? Let's go all the way down. Okay, that's the CS2 back. Let me go down some more to the other ones. Yeah, this would be a lot better. Let's go down here. Let's go down here, right? Let's make sure that y'all can see this. Y'all wanted to see the work, right? Where that troll at? That was talking about, do y'all got the work? Where the troll go? Huh? Stand on the media, salute. We gonna run your video next. Stand on the media, don't go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I liked it what you was on. File number for the case, right? This is the county. This is the county case. Sheriff's Department. Supplementary report. January 12, 2009, the file number to the case. So you could call LA Superior Court and pull this up. The charges was kidnapping, 207 PC, and robbery. The victim was Robert Ross, not the snitch, not a confidential informant. Everybody knew he was the complaining, active victim witness. Interviewed. That's Robert Ross. That's Stutterbox, bro. The date that this happened was February 11, 2008. 2 weeks after this friend delivered this extortion attempt. Then the location where he was kidnapped, 8495 Sunset Boulevard. Suspect 1, Liddell Ross. How'd I get Dale Dog birthday? Since I made up these fake documents. Harbin, James Harbin. How'd I get his birthday? Mel Black, a.k.a. Wood. Suspect 3, Marlon Hunt, a.k.a. Pat Rat. Suspect 4, Dion Hawkins, a.k.a. D-Lo, right? Suspect 5, Taekwon Wingate, a.k.a. SK. Suspect 6, Eddie Hill, Little West, right? Suspect 7, Brandon Nieder, a.k.a. 50 Cent. So 50 Cent and SK are the ones that he talked to, and they told him Wack didn't tell on that case. How would you know? And why you won't bring the paperwork to show us how you know that they didn't do it? But just so that y'all can pay attention, this is page 2. Kidnap, it goes into all of that. It lists all of these suspects that grew up. The investigation, which happened February 12, 2008, was delayed due to the ongoing federal investigation and wiretap case involving several of the suspects involved in the kidnap robbery. So who was caught on the federal investigation and wiretap case involving several suspects involved in the kidnap robbery? The federal part. Wack 100 was caught on wiretap. Federal Title III wiretaps trying to get this nigga out the way. You don't gotta believe me. You don't gotta believe Stutterbox. Wack 100 admitted that when he got to the 64th floor of the FBI headquarters, they told him that they got him on wiretap. That's a fact. And you want to know who the investigators on this case is? Fournier and Coet. And they spoke with Detective Quintero regarding the above case. Investigators told Detective Quintero they were assigned to a task force with the LAPD, and they were involved in the MainStreet Crip investigation. Investigators requested this case be reassigned to them, and their request was granted. So this case was assigned to Fournier and Detective Coet from the LAPD after Robert Ross walked into the LAPD. Investigators Paul Fournier and Michael Coet interviewed victim Robert Ross at the LA County Sheriff's Homicide Bureau. Investigators Fournier and Coet explained to Ross that they would now be handling his case and would like to obtain a detailed statement regarding the event. So, y'all see that? That's page 2. Now we're going to go to page 3, right? Page 4. Let's go to page 4 real quick. Ross explained, now they're interviewing Stutterbox. Ross explained that this kidnapping and assault was the result of a business deal gone bad. And Shaquille O'Neal's belief that Ross had a sex tape of O'Neal with a woman who was not his wife, and that Ross was having an affair with his wife, Shawnee. He said that near the end of 2007, he befriended a rap artist named Ray J. Ross negotiated with a music recording executive named Mark Stevens. SK, was you at that deal in New York? 50 Cent, was you in New York when this deal was going on that went bad? Of course you weren't. So how the fuck y'all know what's going on with this investigation? But I guess Young Ant Jefe only go by what his homies say. But we don't go by the hearsay. Like we said, documentation, not the speculation. You understand what I'm saying? We ain't gonna speculate. We gonna bring the work. I got the work. So, in November 2007, Ross flew with Ray J to New York to meet with Alan Koch, with Alan Grunblatt and Koch and Mark Stevens regarding a recording contract, right? So, it goes all the way into the whole thing about their business deal. They told him to stay away from his wife. Told Stutterbox stay away from Shawnee. Bam. But look, Robert Ross did tell on Wack. This is the federal wiretap investigation that prolonged the prosecution of the 7 MainStreet Crips because they got these niggas on wiretap on some other shit. So Ross, who was still upset over the fact that he was owed money, had a friend. Wait, let me blow this up. Y'all, I'm a scene. I want you to tell me, can you see who that friend that the newspaper didn't want to mention? They kept out of several articles was who delivered the message to Mark Stevens and Shaq. Friends.
Well, let's see that name.
How many of us have them? Friends. The the ones you can depend on. Ross, who was still upset over the fact he was owed money, had a friend named Cash Jones deliver a message to Mark Stevens and Shaquille O'Neal.
Cash
Jones told them that Ross had a videotape of O'Neal having sex with a woman inside of Ross's home in July 2007. Stevens, who had been to Ross's home, knew that he had a surveillance cameras throughout his home and that O'Neal had, in fact, been there. Ross told investigators Fournier and Coet that he viewed the surveillance footage from the surveillance system monitors. However, he downloaded it to a tape. He said he never downloaded it to a tape. He said the footage has since been recorded over by later surveillance. Ross was adamant that he was just bluffing in hopes that he would get the money that was owed to him. The kidnapping and robbery took place approximately 2 weeks after Jones delivered the message to Stevens and Shaquille O'Neal. So now we know who that friend is. Well, at least Stutterbox is telling them that the friend that delivered and participated in the attempted extortion of Shaquille O'Neal and Money Mark Stevens was Cash Jones. Now, it's crazy when you get into the meat of the argument, right? Mind you, that's page 5. We gonna get to Money Mark Stevens because they said it takes 2 people to corroborate one fact. So we gonna corroborate one fact, right? Hold on, let's get into this real quick, right? We gonna corroborate one fact. Okay, I see what I gotta do. Don't worry about it. Give me a couple seconds, and we definitely gonna get into this. All right, my bad. I was trying to do this. I just got a text message. My bad. Hit that like button, share. It won't be long. And mind you, it's only going to be a couple seconds because Detective Paul Fournier and his partner, Michael Coet, are the leads on this investigation. And y'all might not know who these police officers is, but I'm going to remind y'all because the lead investigators on this case, they said some powerful shit. And this is why a goofy like this nigga, this bozo and Buffet can never come out and say Wack 100 didn't tell on the MainStreet case when he don't even know what the fuck he talking about. Documentation over conversation, nigga.
Dude that spoke on Shaq, he's completely right because I was caught up in the middle of all that.
Well, first of all, there were no arrests made other than Cash Jones.
What?
First of all, there was no other arrest made except for Cash Jones. Let's do that again.
Middle of all that.
Well, first of all, there were no arrests made other than Cash Jones.
What?
There were no other arrests made except for Cash Jones. Now, this is the partner of the lead investigator that was doing these interviews with all of these people. If Cash Jones was arrested as an adult by the lead detectives of the MainStreet case, and if you pull up Wack 100's criminal record right now, and it shows 0 adult convictions or arrests. How the fuck a fat, sloppy body George Foreman built piece of the Hun built looking ass nigga gonna come on here without reading the work, without investigating, and put his name, his stamp, his brand, and say that he knows Wack 100 wasn't a snitch in the MainStreet case. He knows that what we are saying was fabricated and a lie. Lost in the sauce, nigga. Bozo. Think he in the right place down there with the Crip cop in them right now. But let me get into this video with Stand on the Media, and then I'm gonna get active in the chat. Hit that like button, man. We cooking right now. We cooking right now. Let me get to is this it? Hold on. Where the Stand on the Media video at? Oh, we didn't finish the work. Before I get to that video, let me get back to the work. We got to corroborate this statement, right? So if y'all can't see it, I'm gonna make sure y'all see this. Pull this up, right? So you got that one, and we ain't gonna read all the work. We done already read the work like that, man. You know what I'm saying? So you got his interview. That was Stutterbox, right? You got a lot of different wiretaps. These niggas, Spooky Johnson, rightfully so, and you had Fournier and Coed detained Deldog for questioning, right? You got different stuff with all of those dudes, right? And then on page 10, you got investigators placed a call to Mark Stevens' place of business. Deja 34. So Deja 34 at this point is under investigation. That's Shaquille O'Neal. That's Money Mark Stevens. That's Ray J. That would mean Wack 100, DJ K Slay. All of them are under investigation at this point. The feds want to know what's going on, who was there, and anything that they could gather to determine what's going on, right? And it said the message was as follows and was tape recorded on our end. So, hello. Yes, hello. This is Detective Fournier with the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, Homicide Bureau. This call is for Mark Stevens. Mr. Stevens, if you could return my call, I am investigating a robbery kidnap that occurred back in February of this year, 2008. Your name came up. I have some questions. You can reach me at 323-890-5558. On September 9th, 2008, at approximately 11:45 hours, investigators spoke with LAPD officers. They said victim Ross told them the crime occurred at whatever. Bam. September 11, 2008, at approximately 1300 hours, investigators interviewed Ray J. Norwood. Norwood is the rapper who victim Ross introduced to Mark Stevens to facilitate a recording contract with Koch Entertainment in New York. So you got Ray J's statement. Hold on, let me fix that. Damn. So you got Ray J's statement, right? That's on page 10. Ray J's statement. So they interview Box. They interview Ray J. On September 17th, investigators interviewed Mark Edward Stevens at the LA County Sheriff's Homicide Bureau. Also present during the interview was Mr. Stevens' attorney, Nicholas Tonsich. I wonder if I made up these fake documents, how would I have such accurate information about who this attorney is, right? Who Mark Stevens and Shaq attorney is, where they met up, the dates they met up. Duke Sims made all of this up and added Cash Jones' name, real name, to the paperwork. Stevens, after investigators left a message saying they wanted to talk to him regarding the kidnap and assault investigation occurring in LA, he deducted that Ross was the victim. He believed this because several months ago he received a phone call from Ross's brother and recording artist Ray J telling him that Ross had been beaten up. Stevens later said he received calls from Ross's brother and Cash Jones. Stevens claimed no knowledge of the kidnapping. I don't know nothing about no kidnapping. This is what he's saying, right? So he implicates Cash Jones again, corroborating and putting him in there. Y'all think that the police, these sheriffs, didn't want to talk to Wack 100 in relation to this investigation? Starterbox implicated him in extortion, and now listen to this. Within the next couple weeks, Stevens received voice messages from Ross stating, "I need to talk to you, man. The big fella, he's slipping. He's making a lot of mistakes." Soon after, Stevens received a call from Cash Jones. Jones told him that Ross had a videotape of Shaq having sex with a woman, not his wife, at Ross's home, and that Ross could take the tape to TMZ and get a lot of money. Remember, friends? How many of us have them friends? So the friend has been confirmed by the victim, Robert Ross, Stutterbox, and by the extortion victim or attempted extortion victim, Mark Stevens, that Wack 100 came and told him Box got a sex tape and he could get a lot of money for TMZ. Investigators asked Stevens where he was during the evening of February 10th, 2008. He first said he was in Las Vegas when he received the phone call from Ross's brother and Cash Jones telling him about Robert Ross being assaulted. However, this was 3 to 4 days after the assault occurred. Stevens later said he thought he was in New Orleans on the night of the incident. However, he would have to check his calendar when he returned, right? So then they ask him about all of the main streets. He talks about the toy deals. Listen to this. This is very key, right? So at one point, the investigators at one point during the interview, Stevens talked hypothetically regarding the sex tape, saying, I bring a girl to your house to do whatever, to eat lunch, have sex, party, whatever. But I leave. And you recognize this is on the tape. You see it on the tape and you say, hey, Mark, this happened. If it sounds like what happened, then she had to tell you it happened, or you got a tape. It's one of the two because you wasn't there. But for 7 months, you had this information and you never brought it to me. You wait until our relationship sours. So you already have a motive for having this information, whether you use it as an ace card to get money or whatever. So Mark Stevens is giving a hypothetical situation saying that Stutterbox got this tape and he's trying to use it as an ace card to get money. Investigators, the sheriffs, found this statement interesting because it is exactly how Ross said it happened. Ross brought some girls to his house with O'Neal. Ross left the house for a period of time. He returned home and checked the surveillance footage and found O'Neal having sex with one of the women that Ross invited to his home. So that's all we're going to get into. Oh, it's more. We got Shaq's statement, right? Let's blow this up. September 23rd, 2008, investigators interviewed Shaquille O'Neal in the locker room at the Gallon Center, Los Angeles. So all of this matches up with the articles I read from the ABC, the LA Times, all of these big broadcasts, and Wack 100 saying that, let's get them likes up. Wack 100 is saying that Duke Sims went and put his name in this paperwork, these fake documents. This is what he's saying. The information is so consistent, so detailed. Investigation into Deja 34 as well as the MainStreet Crips, right? Wack the wire wearer is crazy. Nigga think he gonna be talking spicy, cool him off. Yeah, you know, well, we over it. We already talked about him. I told him how I got a hard on now that I seen them big ass areolas that nigga got, them saggy breasts, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, them breasts at Louisiana Chicken on Normandy and Manchester don't look that good, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Oh, saggy breasts, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That is the best Louisiana in the bitty, though. But hey, back to what I was saying. So Scandalous showed that video, and everything that I just broke down puts together the story. Right? A story that's way more complex than the 7 Du Bois that was sent on a mission to kidnap and beat this nigga by orders of whoever they got the orders from at the time. They did what they were supposed to do. Salute to them. You know what I'm saying? It's soldiers. You know what I'm saying? They standing on business. But soldiers are trained to go. They're not trained to think. See, the thinking and the intricacies of what was going on in this investigation wasn't known to everybody. In fact, the system makes it to where when you got somebody named confidential source 2 back, they make sure that these, not only the people at the top, but the people at the bottom never are aware that information was provided. So while y'all talking about, y'all know CS2 back ain't told on the main streets. And Mark Stevens telling you this the nigga that called him and that on the wiretap, and that's CS2 back. Let's get to this real quick, right? Let's get to this real quick. You see this? This is how we could prove that this nigga CS2 back with the Scandalous video. In fact, we're gonna do that, and then we'll get into Stand on the Media's video. CS2 has provided reliable, historical, information concerning the MainStreet Mafia Crip organization. You're saying CS2 didn't snitch on the MainStreet Crips, that Wack didn't snitch on the MainStreet Crip. And that's a motherfucking lie, nigga. The paperwork tells you that CS2 has provided reliable historical information concerning the MainStreet Mafia Crip organization. How you gonna argue with the work, you goofy bozo? How you gonna argue with the work? Who gives a fuck what you think, weirdo? Your name means shit in these streets now, nigga. In these YouTube streets, they're all gonna laugh at you. And they won't believe shit you say, bozo. CS2 back. You see this? CS2 back wants Dale's phone number. You want to know who was calling Mark Stevens? Let me blow this up for you real quick. The goofies, the bozos. Damn, it won't let me blow it up no more. Let me see. I ain't helping the Wack boy in a minute. Go down to the second to last paragraph. Mark Stevens, I mean, you know, that's good information. See, now I know how to, like I said, I ain't helping the Wack boy in a minute. You know what I'm saying? He called me out of the blue yesterday. Not yesterday, last night, sent me 2 messages. And this morning, I just need to know how to play it cool. You know what I'm saying? Dealt off. Nigga probably said, man, nigga going to jail, you know? Laughing. The Wack boy. The same person who calls Mark Stevens. Dale tells Stevens your boy Box went sour. CS2 back wants Dale's phone number. Back needs to talk to Dale. It's important. Back is the Wack boy. Now, we just heard that CS2 back provided reliable historical information on the MainStreet Mafia Crips. And here you got some niggas that's not informed on what's going on, defending a rap on their case. But they don't know what's going on. And he just going by them. But like we said, in the speculation with proof and documentation. Let's go to Scandalous Los Angeles TV, man. We're going to get into this. Then we're going to play this Stand on the Media. And then we'll be done for the night, man. You know what I'm saying?
DAMU Kiwe, conversations. It's sad though, dudes. Like the facts are in, and they still don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? It's like you made this paperwork. You made this paperwork how long ago? About a month ago?
Yeah, no, they said I made this about a year ago, so I'm gonna own up to it. I made fake paperwork, bro. I was lying on CS2 back. Yeah,
yeah. We created the players. We created the players too. I mean, you did. My bad. You know
you know what? Proof Wack 100 lied about Greg Caden being the lead detective on the MainStreet case. Remember, we just established that's Paul Fournier, and Detective Coet was his partner. Let's see what Greg Caden did. Maybe it's down here. Let's see what he say. No, that ain't it. Greg Caden. Oh, I got that too. Oh, Scanlon's got all the shit on his page. I forgot he had that. Let's get into this. Hit that like button, man. We cooking right now. We cooking. It might be on his other page. I think it is. Yeah, more than likely it is. Yeah, let me go to Most Scandalous Los Angeles. That nigga been working, man. Salute to the brother, man. That's my brother, man. Did Deuce Sims make fake paperwork? These niggas down so bad, they claim niggas making up fake paperwork on their ass. Nigga, you know you down, you out of options, and it look bad when you trying to claim that a nigga had to make some fake work on you, nigga. And this nigga defending them. Let's get into it. DAMU Kiwe conversation. Detective Greg Caden says the only time Cash is mentioned in the MainStreet case is when he's trying to get in contact with Mark Stevens. Oh, y'all didn't even hear it. My bad. Let me play that over. But I can tell you what he's finna say. The only time Cash Jones, well, he was lying anyway, because there go the paperwork. The only time Cash Jones was mentioned in the MainStreet case is when he tried to call Mark Stevens to tell him that Stutterbox was had defected, right? Well, that's the exact same phone call on wiretap when CS2 Back called. CS2 Back calls Mark Stevens trying to get in contact with Del Dog. Listen to this.
Case, no, it wasn't.
So we all know that Greg is not being truthful when he says that. We can clearly see Wack's government name, Cash Jones, all in this case. Hey, Christopher Loves boys, this shows you why you can't believe everything the police say. This also shows you that the police are protecting Wack, as they would any other confidential informant that's in good standing with them, unlike Stutterbox. But I want you to hear what Greg says right after he said Wack was not in the MainStreet case at all.
There was no mention of Cash in the MainStreet case. There was no mention of Cash in the MainStreet case other than when he's trying to get a hold of Mark Stevens and in order to tell him that Box has been compromised.
Yeah, and that's what the wiretap transcript said CS2 Back, or Wack, was calling Del Dog to do. Not Del Dog, but Mark Stevens.
See what you just did, though?
Yeah, I said Del Dog.
You said CS2 Wack. It doesn't say that, does it?
Yes, it does.
Doesn't it say CS2 Back?
So then you have Wack lying, saying Deuce Sims made fake paperwork and added CS2 Back to it. Did you just hear what Greg Caden said, that the federal wiretap, Title III, with the call between him and Mark Stevens trying to three-way and get him on with Del Dog, but Del Dog didn't want to talk to him? Did you just hear what he said? It says CS2 Back, doesn't it? Doesn't it say CS2 Back? So the paperwork says CS2 Back. The wiretap. But Wack 100 said Deuce Sims made a fake paperwork with that too. And you dumbass niggas believed them. So, hold on. Then we gonna have him admit that that's Wack on that call. Watch this.
We don't write as gangsters. We write as police officers and try to be as specific as possible.
Greg is saying they try to be as specific as possible, and that they don't do things like that. But we're all looking at a wiretap transcript where they did exactly that. They put a person named Back in the paperwork, and no one knows who Back is.
We don't change things in order to... So if Mark Stevens is thinking that, oh man, the cops just put this in there this way because he's a blood and not a Crip, it's not how it works.
I hear you, Greg. But even without them doing that, the conversation with Mark Stevens and Del Dog did actually take place. And Mark Stevens is saying the person who called him looking for Del Dog's phone number was Wack. Mark said he doesn't know anyone named Back. So why would they put some fake person that Mark has never ever talked to in the transcripts?
No, I get that. See, we are totally in agreement. The conversation is Wack, obviously. The conversation is Wack, obviously. But this explanation of Wack being Back, that...
So now, we don't gotta explain why Wack is back. Nigga, if that's him on the paperwork, and you saying it's the paperwork says CS2, it's only... It's not CS2 is calling to say Stutterbox was a rat. So it's not Stutterbox. Del Dog's on the phone. Del Dog's not, they're calling to tell him CS2 back. I mean, Robert Ross went back. So he's not CS2 back. Mark Stevens get the call for CS2 back. That's 3 people that's not CS2 back on that call. So the only other person on that call is the person that Mark Stevens said it was. 3 Finger Back. Calling CS2 back. That's how you know that's CS2 back. And CS2 back provided historical, reliable information on the MainStreet Crips. This is some nasty work, man. Let me go ahead and get into this real quick. Wait, was that it? No, that wasn't it. So we're gonna close that off. Let me go to my boy Stand On It Media. Salute, shout out to the fam. You know we support you. Stand On It Media. Damn, we do got one more video after this too. I forgot, but it's all right. We gonna get to it because that's my guys. It's Young Ant Jefe, Compromise. It's Young Ant Jefe, Compromise by Wack 100. Nasty work.
Did be upon them lines of controversy, you know what I'm saying? Controversy because it sells, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, y'all know I had just spun some content with Wack name attached to it, you know what I'm saying paperwork and wiretaps and stuff like that, because I had watched Active Chucks, you know what I'm saying, Deuce M's channel. Don't know Deuce M's, never met Deuce M's. The content was sent to me by way of one of my YouTube supporters that was like, hey, something you might want to look at. So, you know, I went ahead and looked at it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, okay, they murdered stuff, paperwork. I remember the situation. I'm very familiar with the situation. You know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of people that was involved in the situation, grew up with these people. So when I see what's going on, you know, I commentate on it. Y'all heard the commentation, but I guess in me commentating, some things were took out of order, in or out of context by Wack 100 and this guy Stutterbox, and I was called a bozo. So you know we gonna commentate. So let's get into this content. And y'all already know it's the halfway to half effect. We gonna commentate.
Yeah. Right. Jeffrey Brody was my attorney here. So he wrote up everything and he would send it there. And then he was a top attorney in that area. So that was like our face. But I trusted it because everything he was doing was by Brody's direction. So the whole time all we had was one defense: illegal search procedures.
Let me tell you. We got a super chat, y'all, please, before we get into the content.
Most definitely, sir. Most definitely. Y'all know I'm dealing with the peoples right now. Oh man, who we got here? Oh, we got Yaya's Kids with the $10 super chat, man. Salute to the truth seekers. Chucks, and salute, man. Hey, listen, anything and everything that's given to the DAMU Kiwe conversation is highly appreciated. Blessings to you, your family, and your tribe.
Shout out District 13 also. Stand on the media. Hey, Yaya's Kid, thank you for always supporting us, brother. You don't know how much that means to us. You think it's just a little bit of something, but it means a lot and it goes a long way, man. Salute, King.
Why this right here is nasty work real quick, because you see Reggie Wright sitting there. He's hosting this interview, whatever the hell this thing is, right? And Wack is telling this story, and Reggie knows for a fact this man is a liar. He knows this man is CS2 back. He's the one who really brought it to light, even though we had already been on top of it. But he's the one who brought it on home, because remember he got in his feelings when Wack tried to bail out Keefe D. So he retaliated. Matter of fact, we're gonna play that clip right now. Then we get back to the content. And Young Ant Jefe, if you're listening, this is part one of the clips I'm talking about. Listen to this.
Welcome back to Scandalous Los Angeles TV, where we expose the exposers. CS2 back wants us to forget y'all. He wants us to forget the fact that he was forced to bow it down and kiss the ring of Reggie Wright. Reggie just told the world that CS2 back and Stutterbox were the only ones whose names were changed in Greg Kading's movie.
Because he changed it in the movie, he told you that the movie was just the Hollywood effect. They do what they do to sell what you call it.
Okay, let me just tell you this. Just notice. I won't say it again. There's only two people's names will change. Reggie Wright name wouldn't change.
Right.
He also told us that after he saw that, he began to believe that Porky was an informant. Reggie felt so strongly about Porky being a rat, he went to Greg Kading himself and asked if CS2 back ever worked as an informant for him. This was CS2 back's worst nightmare. In this episode,
that's nasty work. And now fast forward. Do I got that on my board? Oh, that's the rewind button. We're going to rewind it. Remix. Now we're here. And he's hosting them on Bomb First, telling this story that he know is cap. You know why? Because they know a lot of dirty little secrets about each other. Let's go.
Trump, right? I fought that case for 6 years. Now, Reggie, a lot of these dudes who really ain't fought cases and really been in this system, if you Google,
he think we stupid.
The definition of Texas law, when dismissed in the interest of justice, it tells you only one person could exercise this.
Yeah.
The judge.
The judge.
Cap.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Cap. And we're going to have to stop to break this down for y'all. I'm sorry. Stand on the media. We getting right back to you, King. I hate to break up your flow, but because he capped, and this is such a huge issue, this is where all of the content came from, right? Shout out Street Certified News. Me and him worked together and brought this content together, but you got to break down the content. So, shout out to the bro, Smoked Out TV News. Check this out. We've been looking up it in the interest of justice wrong. Great question. In Texas, like other states, oh, y'all can't see this, huh? Let me pull this up for y'all. Right? I got this from Smoked Out TV News, man. In Texas, like in other states, when a prosecutor or judge allows an FBI or police informant to get off or avoid charges in the interest of justice, it usually comes down to a combination of legal strategy and youthfulness to law enforcement. Here's why that might happen. They provided valuable cooperation. If an informant gave up key evidence, helped take down a larger criminal operation, or aided in solving serious crimes, prosecutors might decide their cooperation outweighs their own wrongdoing. Plea deals or immunity, right? Plea deals or immunity. Let me get back up there. Prosecutors can offer immunity or reduce charges in exchange for testimony or evidence. If their testimony is crucial, letting them walk might be seen as worth it to catch bigger targets. Undercover role. Some informants actually participated in crimes under the direction of law enforcement. If their actions were part of a sting or operation, they may be protected and be allowed to do crimes. That's big. That's really big, especially when Wack 100 was in charge in that no jumper beating. When Wack 100 was in charge, when he act like he was Russian Ant Jefe and something shows on the side of his hip. When under the investigation of Big U, where he begged for his life and he pulled out Blammer. You think they didn't go talk to the security guard ladies at the Novo? Yeah. They allow them to get away with crimes. They turn the other way. The same way the feds were there the night Tupac got unalived. And they turned the blind eye to it. The same way that the FBI were there the night that Biggie got unalived. They turned the blind eye to it. Martin Luther King was under federal watch. Malcolm X under federal watch. COINTELPRO. And they allowed these crimes to go. Credibility issues. If an informant's testimony could be challenged in court, e.g. a shady background, criminal history, they might not be prosecuted just to keep them available for other uses without dragging their record into open court. Internal deals. Some deals are in public and involve negotiations between defense attorneys, prosecutors, and agencies like the FBI. These can result in dropped charges without clear explanation. Got his ass. Salute. Salute to Smoked Out News. He sent that, and I just wanted to share that with y'all. Give y'all a better understanding of this interest of justice shit as it relates to CS2 back, man. Back to the content. Stand on it, media. District 13.
Although the judge struck down the first motion, it didn't stop Brody from refouling, right? Challenging their strike and steadily shoving it down their throat.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God, stop fucking lying.
So you know what the judge did?
When you look at the world, what do you see?
Hey there, you're listening to State of Survival Radio. Calling all survivors who can hear this.
The judge ain't stupid. If you got an arrested officer, right? Let's say he got 10 arrests where people been sent to the penitentiary, right? And the judge know that what he's looking at, that if it gets to a court higher than him, it'll fuck around and be granted. Because the thing is how did you get to the trunk?
Right?
Yeah, legal search. Yeah.
Nobody's on no parole, probation.
Yeah.
The fucking drug dog never.
Yeah, you don't smell weed or no alcohol.
And
no reason.
Dumbass
Yeah.
bozo. I ain't never disrespected you. But me and Box, and I talk to Box when he calls me. Box called me this morning. He said, what is Ant Jefe bozo ass talking about? Talking about you got my Rolls Royce shot up. Wack, My Rolls Royce was already shot up and gone before I even started fucking with you.
Well, that's interesting that you said you just talked to Stutterbox and Stutterbox told you that, because I remember something else Stutterbox said. You know what? This button works for this. This is the perfect time for that. Let's go.
Man, what's up with it, man? You know, I've been wanting to check something.
Okay.
But
let's get to it.
Always got to be thinking, man.
That's a fact.
Before you open your mouth.
That's a fact.
Especially if you really thinking about moving, you feel me? It should be silence and violence.
I agree with you there.
You know, I want to speak on this dude keep kicking my name. I told this nigga, I'm gonna drown his ass, homie, on Main Street. I'm gonna drown, cuz.
I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut.
Let me tell you how I meet this clown, man.
Get it off your chest,
all in my paperwork, man. The nigga say box, the nigga Shug won't put me on, homie. I've been fucking with this dude for a couple years. I said, all right, homie. Since you my neighbor, I'ma fuck with you. The nigga begged me to put him with game. Begged me to put him with Chuck. Holla at Chuck for me, box. Holla at Reggie for me, box. They both told me 6 times, no, no, no. I say, homie, they don't want to fuck with you. Box, they'll do it for you if you tell them to do it for you. Okay, homie. Chuck, do it for me, man. And if cuz fuck up, I'll come over there and move cuz out your camp myself. Chuck said, box, you got me? I said, cuz I got you. Changed cuz life, man. He ain't looked back. In the meantime, I'm going through some politicking with my neighborhood. You know, not finna kick no names.
I'm just gonna
Rest in peace to the G, homie. You ain't saved no homies, homie. You ain't changed my daughter diaper. My son don't call you. He just took a deal for 11 years. He on his way home. Don't nobody respect you. You are J. Edgar Hoover, nigga. You know, in trans, nigga. Police. What really fucked me up is why I decided to let this buster ass nigga know I know what he did, right?
Wake it up.
The nigga called me one day and say, box, I'm out in my truck. Where you at? I said, I'm at home, homie. He say, they own my wife at the mall. Look out for me. I grabbed the blicky, smash up there. I see his wife coming out the driveway. I see some dudes. They most likely probably trying to holler at her. I don't know, right? But they disrespecting her movements. So I get them up off of them. I ain't gonna say what I did, but I got the niggas up off of them.
That's right.
Up off of her.
Keep my mouth shut.
Fast forward, I'll get to some gangster shit. Nigga almost killed me and my baby mama. Put like 20 holes in my Rolls Royce. See, but where I'm from, niggas beef, 3, 4 niggas, 5 niggas get killed, and niggas squash it. This old buster ass nigga from the valley, since hanging around me, he know a few people I know. He trying to reach out to the nigga behind my back to give the nigga my address, because we stay across the street from each other, like catty corner. This damn near 20 years ago. This nigga keep kicking my name, infatuated, but he's a homosexual after 20 years. Wack, you know I'm gonna drown your ass on Main Street. I'm gonna drown your ass. First chance I get. I can see how, no disrespect to Nip, cuz, but I can see how a nigga drown a nigga then turn back and kick him in their motherfucking face on Main Street. But anyway, I call Wack. My Rolls Royce gets shot up. My girl almost get killed. I lay on top of her. We make it up out of there. Wack see the bullet holes in my car the next day. He reaching out, trying to contact the nigga who supposed to be the boogeyman. I know where the nigga live at, behind my back. It's in the paperwork. All on wiretap. That's why your house got raided, you bitch ass nigga. You conspiracy to commit murder, nigga. You buster ass nigga. But let me tell you how it play out. I call cuz, it's 3 niggas sitting in front of your house, cuz. Is these your homies, Wack? Oh, no, Box, I know who that is. I jet fuel out the house with the fully. Then niggas probably almost shot each other trying to pull off. You feel me? Almost shot each other. If I know what I knew now, I would have jumped over their car, cuz, ran across the lawn, kicked in Wack door, and killed cuz on Main Street, on Mafia. You's a buster, nigga. You the police. You got the homie. You know, every real nigga that came into your life, me first, you crossed me. Big U second, you crossed him. Wacko, you crossed him. You talk about Game behind his back. You talk about Lil John behind his back. You talk about Ray J. You's a bitch, nigga.
I'll just leave that there. So yeah, Young Ant Jefe, you see, it's a little different when Wack tell the story, right? But we both understand why, you know. That's something he gotta take to the grave. Just imagine if the world knew that he's CS2 back. He's an informant. Ain't nobody rocking with dude no more. That money already done shrunk from the work that Dude Sims is doing. Just imagine if it was on a wide scale. See, that's why he called you the bozo and the this and the that, and I had the 600 call you. Because he can't afford that to get out there, because the walls is already closing in on him with this big U case, because his fingers is all over it. What if I told you he was the one who orchestrated all of that from start to finish? The truth is out there, brother. You just gotta look and listen. But I'm telling you, you got to be more careful. In the words of Big U, what he told 600, it always resonates to me to this day. You got to choose your friends much more carefully. Remember when he told him in that backyard? I think this is what he means. But let's go. Oh, then they hit us with that. Bruh. It's words on the screen right now. That's why it's silent.
Okay. Y'all seen it with your eyes. Y'all heard it with your ears. So as y'all gonna furthermore figure out, everything gonna get broke down. So Wack did that interview right there with Reggie White Jr. You know what I'm saying? Don't know Reggie White Jr. People have been telling me who watched the interview.
In my line of work, if you snooze, you lose out on making money. With H&R Block, I can file how and when it's convenient.
Hey, man, you know, Wack got at you, bro. Wack said you a bozo, bro. You know what I'm saying? Wack don't know what's up. He could, crack all this and that. You know, people that know you, they like, man, what is this dude talking about? So I'm like, huh? I'm like, yeah, I don't know nothing about that. They like, yeah, about you doing that reaction. Wack responded back on the Bomb First interview and said that you a bozo. So I'm like, what? So I'm like, man, well, send me the interview, because I didn't want to go looking for it. You feel me? I just would have felt kind of womanish, and like even though it was something about me, it wasn't like it was something detrimental, like, oh yeah, you about to go to jail, this might about to be some information you want to find out type of thing. So just hearing that he said that, I'm like, man, well, whoever, being that you delivering this message to me, send me the content. The content got sent to me. I had to watch through, because didn't nobody send me the actual, like, oh yeah, it's from here to here. So I had to watch through the content, I listened through until it got to me. As y'all heard it right there, Wack get to talking about his case. So as y'all know, he had a case out in Texas or whatnot. He was stopped. Amongst him getting stopped, they called the dogs out there to the scene. He was apprehended. They found some weapons. He go down, bail out of jail. From there, down the line, the case get throughout, because it's a term that I had never heard before. in the interest of justice. So, you know, a lot of people, I ain't never heard this term, you know what I'm saying? And
I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut.
Bruce M's segment, it was merged together pretty good, how they put it together and explaining everything to where it'd make Wack 100, you know what I'm saying, look like he's all bad. So, you know, I'm commentating on this situation and I'm giving my opinion. And I guess I set some things off that may have poked Wack or that he didn't like. So, furthermore, he say Stutterbox from.
This is what I will question though, Young Ant Jefe, and I mean this with no disrespect. Now, I don't agree with neither one of them, you know, with the name calling, right? I understand your plight with that. I wouldn't appreciate that either, especially us being men. And it's just, you know, for me giving my perspective or my opinion, that shouldn't warrant someone to just berate me like that, right? At least let's have a conversation about it. So I agree with you, but I am a little, I feel I'm questioning, right? Like, do you mean that? Is that across the board, or is that just depending on who that particular person is? Because Wack called you all type of bozos and he disrespected you in his audio, but I just see that your response to him is a lot more milder and tempered than it was when Deuce Sims and them did it, because that's what made me want to react to this video was your response.
So salute to my brother Stan on the media for just calling out what he's seen. And it's already getting late. I'm tired. I did 10 hours at work today, man. You know what I'm saying? But look, they said that the boy 4Extra back in jail. Prayers and shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? Freedom members from everywhere. We don't wish jail on our worst enemies. You know what I'm saying? But more than that, shout out to Stan on the media, man, for calling him out on that. You sure didn't have that energy with that rat bastard. You sure didn't have that energy for that buster. And for your information, nigga told CS2 back we could meet at the dam in his hood for that dead homies. Nigga, he still ain't pulled up. So stop speaking up on blood business, nigga, if you ain't no blood. Weirdo. Only people that want to stay in other people's business that ain't got no business being in is the police, nigga. And you already hanging with a couple of rats and pigs anyway. So you need to watch what the fuck you doing. Y'all ain't here. But we gonna go ahead and call this one a night. I gotta go, man. Give me some rest. Salute to everybody. DAMU Kiwe. Conversation.
I'm a day one from my section. It ain't nothing you can tell, 'cause I stay dangerous.